Today's video isn't going to be about making a bassline, although I decided to make a bassline in the end, because in the end I would get questions. How did I make it? So I decided, why not? I'm going to make it. You're going to see the whole process. But this video is all about EQ and knowing your EQ and why are you using that particular EQ. Okay, let's start. I'm going to be using Dune CM computer music version. I got this for free when I purchased their magazine. First, I'm going to go to the mod matrix and I'm going to connect the filter envelope to the filter. You already have an envelope on the filter section, but this gives a greater range than just with the usual envelope. So, more possibilities. Next, you will notice that this synth doesn't have a button for an oscillator retrigger, and as we all know, it's a must on a psytrance bassline. So we can make one. We just connect on the mod matrix a constant with the oscillator 1 phase, and then with the amount we can change the starting point of the oscillator. And that's about it for the bassline. You can just tweak the parameters on the filter envelope, the amplitude envelope, and of course the cutoff, and maybe change the filter type, and that's it. For this demonstration I loaded up two EQs. The first one is a linear phase EQ LP10, which I also got for free when I bought Computer Music magazine. And the second one is the default EQ8 you get with Ableton. I'm going to show you the differences when making a high pass on both of those EQs, and you're going to see huge differences between just those two. I'm going to high pass both EQs at 35 Hertz, and as we can see on the EQ8 we have a huge difference in sound. The bassline sound changes and we have a massive jump in volume. So when you're making a bassline with this kind of EQs, a non-linear EQ, you have to be careful about this. You gotta know that this is going to happen, that your bassline sound is going to change. So maybe it's better to start with the high pass on when you have the initial sound and you're making the bassline through the high pass sound, so you're not going to be confused or you're not going to destroy the sound in the end putting the high pass on. Or you have the possibility of using a linear phase EQ, which won't change the sound. As you can see, I will be using an even greater slope on the high pass, I think 25 dB slope. The sound doesn't change and we see no increase in volume, but we do have another problem that appears when using a linear phase EQ. I will show you this problem now by bouncing the clean bassline and then the bassline with the linear phase EQ on, and you will see the difference. As you can see, the clean bassline on the first 1/16 has nothing as it's supposed to be, but the linear phase EQ makes some odd artifacts at the place where there should be actually nothing. So when using this EQ, I would suggest maybe bouncing down your baseline and then deleting the first 1/16. Okay, people, those are my tips for today. I hope you learned something.